Time to start.
Is it that time again?
It's that time, buddy.
Already? Oh, man.
It's what the hell is today anyways?
Well, I think today, it's a countdown Wednesday is what today is.
You're right. We're going to count. We're counting down, and if you haven't been following us, we're counting down to...
I couldn't...
Hold on.
I have no idea what it
I
could
don't know what it
possibly
is
be
either.
to.
I don't know
Is
either.
there anything out here that
No,
might
it's just
signify... That's right. The Winter Summit is almost upon us again.
Yeah, so welcome, guys. Winter Summit, mark it down on your calendar, September 21st. It's an all-day event at the Mass Mutual Center. All your favorite vendors, for starters, are going to be there under one roof.
And even Jonathan Mercado and Ben Rudnick, too. We got to introduce
Oh, we got also Barry, Nate, Scott,
we don't want to
Mike,
forget to introduce
Edwin.
ourselves to our lovely crowd.
Exactly.
Here
We got
as well.
a whole bunch of people that are just going to be at the show. So make sure you register. This week, I've posted it online over and over and over again till I'm kind of getting tired of typing it up. This week, we did a $100 giveaway. So make sure that if you have not registered, next week, we're going to give away $75 to one lucky contestant. Then it goes to lucky registrant. Then it goes down to 50. Then it goes down 25. And then guess what? Day of the show.
Then we're right at the show.
And
so we're right there.
So just remember, make sure you register early. It should be in your email right now. We've also mass texted to all our dealers. You can register there. It literally takes 2 minutes, guys.
Yeah, and you're probably getting calls from us anyways, so most of you should know, but if not, go ahead, like Jonathan said, you can do that. You could also go to summit.gofst.com, go right there, you get all the info you need. Training is also open, so make sure you register for those training classes. Obviously, that stuff fills up fast.
Very, very fast. So make sure you get your trainings up to par and in the list, because once we get to a certain capacity in the room, we have to close them down. So, we're still on COVID protocol and all that good stuff. So we have to close them down. Make sure you register early. Make sure you get to the show. And if you do win one of the giveaways that we're doing right now, you know how we do. We do it big. You have to attend the show in order to collect your gift card.
Yep. And then similar to last year, we're going to be tying in the EVENTZEE app. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff with that. That is also ready to go. You can go ahead and download that. WS2022 for Winter Summit 22. That's going to be the code, so you can go in. We're doing the same thing now where you can tell us about yourself, start earning some points. And we're going to keep those contests going. But get out in front of it now. Get that downloaded, because if you're going to want to win some of the stuff at the show, you're going to have to be playing with that EVENTZEE app.
Correct. So make sure you go into your Play Store or your iPhone Apple Store. EVENTZEE. It's going to, once you download the app, it will ask you for a code, WS, so Wagon Sam 2022. Make sure you put it in. Start filling out all the perks that are on there to gain some points. Last year was pretty impressive. We've had a few hundred people on that app, and at the end of the show, it became a battle of who was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, definitely some fun stuff around there. Just trying to shake things up. So again, more to come. We're kind of teasing some of this stuff here. Again, we got 4 weeks, so it's not totally crunch time yet. But again, get out in front of it. Again, just for the fun of playing around with the EVENTZEE app, but also, like Jonathan mentioned, register ahead of time, because the earlier you register, the bigger the prize that you win. And the way things work out, the fewer registrants we have earlier on. So not only is the prize bigger, but your chances of winning are also bigger. So if you missed this week's, starting right now all the way through to the end of next Tuesday, you're going to qualify for that next round.
Correct. And just to make a quick statement, not because you register this week, you get into the $100 raffle. Oh man, I missed it. I didn't win. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to be able to win any other one. No, if you register now, you go for the $100, $75, $50, $25, and whatever else we're throwing at it. Because a lot of Go Fast does these shows big.
Oh, absolutely.
They're never tiny. They're never Chinese plate on a table in a dark room. Hey, come join us. No, that's not how we do it. We go big or go home.
Yep, bigger and better this year as always. So again, we're going to keep talking about that. You're going to hear a lot more about that. But we also want to talk about some Mobile Expo 2022 platinum sponsors.
I'm not.
One of which we have out here with us today, our vendor spotlight. iDataLink, ADS.
So guys, you guys, if you're not familiar with iDataLink, get familiar with them. They do a lot of unique stuff. I'm going to throw one, when I start talking about a couple of SKUs here, I'm going to throw one particular piece. I'm a Harley guy myself. Ben's a Harley guy. We understand newer Harleys, 2014 and up, painful. Painful to change the radios, painful to change the speakers. Guess what iDataLink did? Wow, made a dash kit that uses the Maestro RR, so you do not need to flash the radio. You do not need, it's just, this will allow you to change the radio out, put the ADS MRR, and you'll be able to control all the features and great quality sound through your Harley with this dash kit and iData software. So just remember, no flashing needed by using iDataLink Maestro piece. So make sure you check this piece out. They also make the Ford F-150 dash kit for older Fords and newer Fords, and they also make it now for the 8-inch screen one, which all you guys have been asking, the kit MFT one. Once again, change the radio out, comes complete, Maestro RR, and the kit, and boom, you're good to go to add a radio. Make sure you check out Maestro's website, maestro.idatalink.com, for vehicle fit guide, because there's a lot of they're starting to get into more universal aspects, should I say, of radios. This is not just a Maestro required radio anymore. A lot of them now do, will work with any radio on the market, so make sure you check it out. They do make the T harness, the Maestro AR HD1. These are for older Harleys, for 2013 and down, to obviously add a radio with a Maestro RR. Keeps all your features, including steering wheel control. Maestro makes if you've already got a radio in there, I can't get my steering wheels to work, bow. Maestro makes a steering wheel for older Harleys, even newer ones, which allow you to use your steering wheel control with an aftermarket radio. Very easy, flash it, check the settings, boom, plug it in, have a nice day. And everybody, I don't know anybody who doesn't know this piece.
Hot piece.
One of the hottest pieces in the industry when you're doing, for sound processing, for amp replacement, for adding, wanting to control your full audio speaker, your full audio. This piece is a much needed piece. It's a 4-channel high level input and low level with automatic turn on. It also has 8 channels of output, and it ups the voltage to 4 volts. Now, I don't know about you, but I own one of those lovely cars that you can't change a radio out, and unfortunately don't really have any choice but to use a sound processor. Guess what I used? I used the DSR-1, and it worked phenomenal. It's got 231 bands of EQ. That's a lot of bands. That means you can change everything out in your vehicle, the way it sounds, the time alignment, the way the music comes all together into your vehicle, the quality of sound. And if you've got, a piece to not multimeter, holy crap, I am blah 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 blah. If you've got a piece to actually check the sound frequency in your vehicle, this piece is fully adjustable, so you can now check what frequencies you're at, each speaker tone, etc. Check out iDataLink's DSR1. It's a coalition in combination with Rockford. Did a phenomenal job with that piece. Maestro also makes a Maestro AR. So for you guys that are very familiar, there's a couple of amplifiers that have a iDataLink data port.
Yeah, so again, the DSR-1 is going to be for universal application. You've already got an amplifier that you want to use that does not have the Maestro AR port on there, or a customer brings in an amp that they want to have used in an older system, maybe you installed previously. DSR-1, if it's got the port on there, you can use a direct connection with the AR.
So direct connection, and then you can use any one of their ART harnesses. So make sure when you're looking at your SKUs, there's quite a few different part numbers. So there's going to be one that's going to start with AR, and then the part number like TOY1, TOY2.
Yeah, and we can do a quick, and I put some of these out here so you can see. So if you're using the Maestro AR, you want to make sure that it either has an A, like this one right here is an ATO1. That's going to be for anything that's amplified, Toyota within those years. And then they'll also have a DTO1. That's going to be the DSP-TO1. So that would be for a non-amplified vehicle. But if it's got the A or the D in the front, it's going to go with the Maestro AR. You see a couple differences over here. You now have an R HO2 for the Maestro RR, and a new one, an HR, you'll see in the beginning as well. I'll talk about that in a quick second, but those ones are going to be for the Maestro RR. And I don't want to skip over, so we're kind of assuming again that everybody's familiar with Maestro products, which you should be at this point in time, but if you're not, they really started out doing a lot of radio integration pieces, so that's where the RR came in. Pulling CAN bus data through the vehicles allows you to do a lot of cool things like clear check engine codes. If you have different gauges, you can bring those right up on there. Tons and tons of different features that you don't get out of some of your traditional integration pieces. And again, working all off the CAN bus of the vehicle to pull all that data. So you can go onto their website, look at what features would be present for each of the different solutions. But that's going to be what you would be utilizing this for. And now, kind of like Jonathan was talking about, they're starting to expand out more to not just the actual wiring and the stuff behind the dash, but also the stuff in the dash as well. So if you have some of the vehicles now, again, like Jonathan mentioned, not all radios are as easy to replace as they used to be.
Nope.
You get some of the ones that have heater controls and things like that integrated. Boom, now you have another option here to where you can control some of that right through the screen of the radio. But a lot of really cool stuff. And another cool little innovation that they came out with, and if you're an old Circuit City guy like I am, this was something that we used to utilize back in the day with a different company's harnesses, but now...
Because you guys didn't know how to install.
I'm going to stay neutral on that one. But again, going back to the HR harnesses. So you'd have your T harness that you would normally use. Again, if this was a regular TO2, this baby would go to some bare wires. You'd take your Kenwood, Sony, Alpine radio. You'd wire all of them together, butt connector, solder, however you guys end up doing it.
Connector.
Hey,
rape and tape, baby. Rape and tape.
Whichever way you decide to go on there. Well, iData said, let's make this one step easier. Instead of going through and having to wire that up, they went and made plug and play. So now all of a sudden, you buy your T harness for your vehicle. Again, whichever radio you sold them. In this case, I grabbed the Kenwood out of the package, and instead of wiring it up, boom, clip, done. So again, I think most of you guys are capable of going in and soldering up a harness or wiring up a harness, but this is a game of time, and this is saving you some serious time, and it's also a way to sell and get your average tickets up, sell a little bit more to the customer. Keeping everything nice and plug and play.
Can I make a statement?
Can't go wrong.
So guys, make sure that if you are selling an iData T harness, and like Ben said, with those plug and play harnesses with the radios, make sure you're upselling for them. You know, you don't necessarily need to tell a customer that you're going to use this interconnect, but make sure that you upsell it. I see a lot of you guys just, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell you this, and we're just gonna just do it a package deal altogether. Make sure you explain that if you're not gonna cut into their factory harness, it's gonna be literally a plug and play, and this is a perfect way to make more money. So upsell this. Also, make sure that if you are into radar detectors, I know we don't have it out here, but they make a RR2. Currently, it works with two different major brands, Escort being one of them. And what it does is it allows you, there's an additional piece you have to buy, which allows it to come on the dash of, let's say, a Mercedes-Benz, a BMW, etc. And all your radar detection comes on the screen of the radio, comes on the screen of the dash. So check out the RR2. It's similar to the RR1. It just has a little bit more features for radar detectors.
Yeah, so radar detectors, and also, again, a lot of times we're outfitting, we don't have it out here, but Jeeps. Obviously, it's a big thing. They have a new kit for the Jeeps. But what else do Jeep guys like? Everything. Light bars, winches, pretty much everything that you see on gofst.com is going to be in a Jeep. With the Maestro R, you can also activate programmable outputs. Yep. So again, if you want to activate a light bar, overhead light bar from the radio, boom, you can do that. It's a really cool feature that you're going to get out of the RR2 that you won't get out of the RR. One other really, really big thing on there, which I think sometimes is looked at as small, but again, from an installer standpoint or from a shop standpoint, I think is a pretty big feature, is that with the RR2, you can also make updates to the module itself via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So you'd say, well, the thing's already installed in the car. Why would I really care about being able to connect to it? Again, let's talk a little strategy. Maestro is not stagnant. They are constantly moving forward, adding different features, expanding into different different things, again, with the modules, like we were talking about, with integration with gauges and things like that. As they come out with new features, again, something like the eliminating the start-stop on some of the newer vehicles, that's something you can eliminate through with Maestro. If that was a feature that came out after you had already installed something into the customer's vehicle, you'd have to, if they came back and they wanted that feature to be activated, you'd have to take that thing back in, take the radio apart, take the module out, reflash, put it back in, and the customer could take advantage of that. With the RR2, you could have them come right into the shop, you hook up to it wirelessly, you update that firmware, they're out the door, and they get all those new advantages out of the new features from the Maestro. So that being said, if you do a good job of keeping track of what your customers have, you can go in, look at all the guys that you sold a Maestro RR2 with, with maybe a Ford or whatever happens to come out with the new features. You can call those guys up, get them back in, and now all of a sudden you're generating more revenue and you're offering a service out to the customers that I'm sure they're going to love.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think Ben also mentioned that the Maestro RR, if your vehicle has tire pressure sensors from factory, it'll display on the screen of your radio, your Maestro compatible radio. So that's another cool feature, because I know a lot of people like to look at their tire pressure. You did mention the check engine light, battery voltage. It shows you battery voltages. Pretty all-around features. It's cool. It's integrated, and it's a wow factor to a lot of your customers. Very easy. They do make Maestro RR demo piece. Currently, I think we do have some in stock.
We do have some demo RRs.
So get in contact with your sales rep so that way you can display a radio, Maestro RR capable radio, with the demo RR piece in your dashboard. Yes, it'll cost you something, but it's a cool feature that your customer will go on the boards and go, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I want to do that. Now it'll get them talking about Maestro RR, and it'll get you a bigger ticket sale.
Yeah, and most of the customers, again, I don't think they necessarily really care what you guys use for integration. They just want a radio that's in their dash and that's working. So to Jonathan's point, if you could show them some of those other cool benefits, again, if somebody needs to check or clear their engine codes, you either got to go buy a diagnostic tool or you're going down to the parts store. There might be a fee that gets associated with that. So a small thing like that, again, could be very, very small to a customer, could be huge, and helps you get into these higher end integration pieces. And the other thing is, a lot of these are very, very comprehensive. So kind of like I showed with this one here, backup camera. A lot of that's already taken care of in the harness, so no additional pieces needed. It's going to cover amplified and non-amplified vehicles, so it's a really, really nice single solution when you're looking up these vehicles. Because again, as we know, when you're trying to integrate with a lot of newer vehicles, it depends. Is it amplified? Is it not? What size radio? Correct. What other features? What trim level? How many speakers are in there? You have to know all this stuff to get the right harnesses with a lot of the other brands. Maestro's a little bit more one and done. You're just flashing that firmware on there.
And last but not least, we did forget to mention one thing. Maestro also makes a steering wheel control module. So for all the people that struggle with programming steering wheel controls, Maestro makes their particular piece. It does not work with every brand. It does not work with every vehicle. So you have to make sure you check Maestro's website out. It'll work with newer vehicles with digital steering wheel controls. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of installing that piece also, because on their site it'll tell you what wire needs to be hooked up, where, if like volume up. If you want volume up to be, quick press, it's volume up quickly. If you want to press and hold it and it'll do something else, you can configure your buttons on your steering wheel control to do different settings. I have one that and the buttons in my settings, I press and hold the center OK button and it'll turn on my underglow lighting. So it's pretty cool. It's very versatile. Don't forget, they do make steering wheel controls, along with their whole line of SKUs.
Yeah, and take a look at some of the pricing on this stuff too, guys, because I think a lot of times when you're seeing all these features, you're seeing all the benefits that you get, you instantly think that it's going to be the most expensive option that's out on the market. You'd be surprised. A lot of times it's actually right in line, and sometimes it's one of the less expensive options. Again, because so many vehicles are becoming more and more difficult to integrate, you need stuff like this. So if you don't know, now you know.
And this concludes our daily, or our weekly, should I say, Winter Summit live talk. Guys, don't forget, make sure you register.
Oh, but we got to give away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
You can't forget this. To the guys that did get out and register early, we actually had quite a few, so we are going to give away a $100 gift card as well.
So don't forget, register for the Winter Summit at summit.gofst.com. If you're not familiar with our website, gofst.com. It will show you your pricing, availability, etc. Plus, you'll see we don't only just carry car audio. You're open to buy pretty much anything that's on that site. So make sure you check it out. We carry Oakleys, we carry racing oil, helmets, we carry lighting, zip ties, crimp caps, anything you need to install, anything you need to put in a vehicle, we carry it. So make sure you check out gofst.com and register today. And let's give something out.
Let's go ahead and give that away now.
$100. And just remember, you just make sure you. Oh, I can't.
Come on.
There we go. I can't see. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
There we go.
There we go. Make sure to register. Get on this list for next week. It'll grow.
So we got a lot of names on there. Let's get some more names for the next one too.
Oh, and the winner is Ben Rossi.
Ben Rossi walking away with a $100 gift card for registering early. So congratulations, Ben. Make sure you see Barry when you're at the show. He'll have that $100 gift card for you.
And make sure, in order to collect your gift card, you have to attend the show.
Come on down. You were going to be there anyway, so not a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to end it like we normally do. Bob Hernandez doing his interview with ADS at the show. So check that one out. And why don't you stop back by next week as well? Come see us next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday at 10. Have a good day, guys.
Mobile Expo 2022, guys. I'm in the ADS booth with none other than Matt Yerger, the Maestro trainer. Matt, you got a lot of stuff going on here.
Got a lot of stuff.
The car looks awesome. If we should take a look at that too.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Tell me what is awesome and new from ADS.
So starting this month, we're going to be releasing our new head unit ready T-harnesses. So these will eventually replace all of our current radio replacement T-harnesses. And what you will see on these that's different is they have a universal connector on the end. And then we sell head unit adapters for Pioneer, Sony, Kenwood, and Alpine. And literally they just snap onto the T-harness so you don't have to wire it up. Now, of course, if you don't have the head unit adapter harnesses, you can just cut the universal connector off and wire it up the way you always have. But we're trying to save you time and provide more accessories. We also have a bunch of new kits coming out. So we have kits for all the Ford vehicles with the 4-inch screen. That will include the Edge, the Explorer, the Mustang, and the Flex. And we also have a new kit for Volkswagen coming out that will cover the Atlas, the Jetta, that will be out in a few months.
Wow.
So, got a lot of new kits coming out.
You know, ADS is one of those companies that from a retailer standpoint, they're not the guys that just buy from us or from ADS, right? They're fans, huge fans, and we're certainly huge fans. We couldn't put on a show like this without your support from your team, from you personally, and I wanted to take a moment on behalf of the GoFast team. I want to present you with the Platinum Sponsor Appreciation Award. Dude, without you, without your partnership, without your support, we can't do this. Thank you so much for being a part of Mobile Expo 2022.
Great. Thank you.